The Tipping Point with Mike Tipton is brought to you by Dubby. What is Dubby? Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like those other energy drinks have. They also have no maltodextrin fillers and don't use artificial dyes. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, a nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. Dubby's products are made in the USA in an FDA-inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP manufacturing guidelines. All of the flavors are unique and custom-made by Dubby, and you'll never taste our taste anywhere else. The best part about it is they're affordable. Dubby's drinks come out to about $1 per drink, much cheaper than Starbucks or any of those canned energy drinks. To learn more, visit w.gg.com/discount/MRTipton33 and place your order today. Use promo code MrTipton33 and save today. Dubby Energy, be better. What's going on, everybody? I want to tell you about my new friends over at Cleverman. Visit them online at becleverman.com. What they gave me was the energizing face and beard scrub along with the Cleverman face scrubber. And trust me when I say this, the energizing face and beard scrub smells amazing. Combining it with the face scrubber, making sure that your boy was looking as good and sexy as possible, opened up a whole different sensation in my face that I haven't ever felt before. I felt so clean, so fresh, and so clean, like Outcast said, and it helped me feel like I was ready for my day. Make sure you visit them online at becleverman.com and follow them on Instagram at clevermannyc. The link is up in my bio if you want to check out all the amazing products they have. Visit them online, becleverman.com. It is time for the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton this beautiful Monday morning, hoping that everybody is having themselves a heck of a day today. You already know that I'm having myself a good old time. Tommy Carranza over on YouTube getting the comments started saying, Tip, what's up? No Spurs talk, please. Tommy, you know how this show goes. You guys help run the whole thing, man. You don't want me to talk about Spurs. You got to give me something to talk about, though. But we're going to start it off this way. Go, Spurs, go. The San Antonio Spurs able to come back from being down 3-2, beating the Oklahoma City Thunder in Oklahoma City in Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals. It was a nail-biter of a game. I was at work. El Paso Locomotive had their game on Saturday. It was a great game as well. Man, it was really bad for the for the El Paso Locomotive. Wind up getting a loss, being down 11 men to 9. They had 2 red cards, and yeah, it's hard to win whenever you're down 2 men in the entire game. But nonetheless, as I'm doing my job with the El Paso Locomotive, I keep looking over and I watch the San Antonio Spurs game. Ashley Candelaria saying, fellas, good morning. Good morning to you, Ashley. I also want to take this time to let you all know that today's show is going to be a little short. We're only going to do a 30-minute show today. Ashley, I know you want to come on and talk boxing. Maybe we do that tomorrow so we can talk about Holly Holm and Jennifer or Stephanie Hahn. A lot of opinions out there about that, but if you understand boxing, you kind of get what boxing does. But nonetheless, I'm watching the San Antonio Spurs game, and I am on pins and needles the entire time because I respect the Oklahoma City Thunder. You all know that about me. I respect that team. I think that's a hell of a team. And I thought to myself at some point in time, they're going to come back. Hell, it was an 11-point game. with 2 minutes left. And I kept thinking to myself, that's more than enough time. That's more than enough time. Maybe it's being beaten down into me as a Dallas Cowboys fan to expect failure, to expect bad things to happen. But man, it was so great watching that. And I saw this stuff from a lot of people out there, and it feels like they're Oklahoma City Thunder fans, but I don't know. I don't go looking at people's bios. And it was like the pictures and videos of Victor Wembanyama showing the pure emotion that he had, beating the Oklahoma City Thunder, being able to come back from being down 3-2, the entire league writing you off. Victor Wembanyama crying, and people being like, oh, man, is this cheesy or what? And it was kind of like, you've got to be, like with Tommy. I can understand Tommy. Tommy hates the San Antonio Spurs because they've dominated his Dallas Mavericks ever since their existence. So I can understand a Spurs hater hating on the San Antonio Spurs, hating on Wemby. I totally get that. But it doesn't matter who you are. You've got to like look at that and be like, you know what? That was really awesome to see. It was really awesome for the Spurs to be able to come back, for Wembanyama to have that type of a dominating game, to show that emotion. We always talk about how players nowadays don't care. If that doesn't show you right there that Victor Wembanyama cares probably too much, but that he cares, then you've got some problems going on that you got to get checked out. We all love and admire players that show us emotion. Tommy's saying 7'6" crying ass. Trust me, if he was on your team, you'd be happy too, my guy. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was asked after the game how he feels about everything. Took the braids out. Looks really weird without the braids. Looks a lot like The Weeknd without the braids. He says after being asked about what happened, why they weren't able to win a second consecutive championship, he said, I failed at my goal. I didn't achieve what I wanted to achieve, but I learned the most about myself and make the greatest amount of increase in my career when I fail and I don't get what I want. I look at this no different. I didn't get where I wanted to go this season. There's a reason for that. Now I have to look at that reason and try to make sure it never happens again. I think the majority of basketball fans know exactly what the reason was as to why the Oklahoma City Thunder failed. It wasn't necessarily Victor Wembanyama being an alien, right? Like all intents and purposes, the Spurs should not have won this series. It's that Chet Holmgren didn't show up. Chet Holmgren didn't do his part. When you have 2 shots that you've taken all game long, you get dunked on. Well, I guess the score was 6-2 at the time. You get dunked on that early in the game, and then you don't have the bounce back. You don't have the ability to say, look, I want to come back here and start dominating. I want to get mine. If I got dunked on by someone, I don't give a damn how big he is. You best believe he's got a target on his ass. I'm doing something. I'm coming back somehow, some way. You ain't embarrassing me this way. And the entire world knowing that Victor Wembanyama basically uses Chet Holmgren as hate fuel. And Holmgren not doing anything about it. Dude was done for. And I would be very surprised to see what happens with Chet Holmgren. I was watching a thing yesterday, and it was really comparing Chet Holmgren to Ben Simmons. I don't know if he's there. I think Chet Holmgren has a better all-around game than what Ben Simmons had. But man, oh man. Augustine asking, are you okay? I'm very okay. Well, truth be told, I'm not. Our friend, engineer of the show, David Halprin, Daver, is currently in the hospital right now in the ICU, so that's kind of weighing heavy on me. We got a call yesterday from his neighbor. So I'm ending the show a little early today because I got to get to work. And yeah, whenever I'm done with work, got to go run and check on Dave and make sure Dave is doing better. Called the hospital a little bit earlier today, but checking on my guy. Got to make sure my guy is better. Augustine saying, wait, it's not like Chet is a slouch. He had one bad game. Yes, it was when it mattered. Wasn't that what you were talking about, Victor Wembanyama? Augustine said Victor Wembanyama can't be looked at as like a franchise kind of guy because I want to say it was game 2 of the Western Conference semifinals against Minnesota, and Wemby had 20 points but less than 10 rebounds. But now we're going to be on the Chet Holmgren bandwagon, having 0 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. So I guess maybe in 33 minutes. And it wasn't just that one game. And I know a ton of people are like, Mike, it's just that one game. It was not that one game. Let's go back and look at the entire Western Conference final. Augustine saying, what? Daver, what hospital? Daver is in the ICU at Las Palmas by UTEP. They are asking to have a limited amount of visitors because there's a lot of stuff that they've got to do for our guy. But yeah, again, we're thinking about him. I'm gonna be heading down there a little bit later. Brandon, myself, and a bunch of our people from KLAQ went down there to go check on our guy. Shout out to Jason, his neighbor, for getting in contact with us to let us know that, you know, what hospital Daver was in. I know I shouldn't have said all of that, and I apologize to Dave and his family. But Augustine, you asked, am I okay? And you guys know me, I cannot lie to you. I wish I had that ability. I wish I could, but I cannot lie to y'all. I figure honesty is the best policy. So, Augustine, if Victor Wembanyama had a 10.7 point series, 7.1 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block series, if that's what Victor Wembanyama did, 10, 7, 1, and 1, you would be raking him over the coals right now. I appreciate that, Augustine. I genuinely do. I was conflicted. I let a ton of people know yesterday I have become the de facto POC in a situation that I don't want to be, but I am proud to be. Augustine saying, but Chet isn't Wemby. No, he's not. But that's always one of the things that gets, spoken about. Chet and Wemby, there's this rivalry. Who is going to be better? I remember that at the draft. Who is going to be better, Chet or Wemby? Chet has all of these abilities and blah, 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 blah. Ashley saying that's one of the best things about you, sending all the healing vibes and prayers his way. Thank you so much. I appreciate that greatly. Yeah. Chet's not Wemby. You are 100% correct. But you needed Chet Holmgren to step up. The most points he had this series, game 5, 16 points, 11 boards, his only double-double. I guess game 6 he had a double-double. Barely got the double-double. 2 double-doubles from a dude averaging about 35 to 40 minutes as your starting center. And the most telling part about this, Augustine, and to anybody that watched the damn game, is they had Chet Holmgren, 7'1" ass, guarding Keldon Johnson instead of manning up and going one-on-one against Victor Wembanyama. He stayed away from Victor Wembanyama Forcing a guy that's like between 6'6" and 6'8" to guard that xenomorph that we call him all the time. If you want to be considered the second best defensive player in the NBA, then your goofy ass needs to go down in the paint and start banging meat with Victor Wembanyama. The fact of the matter is Chet Holmgren didn't give us everything that he needed to give us. He only gave us just the tip.
I just want to put the tip in.
It's time for
Just the Tip.
That would make me uncomfortable.
Promise that it ain't too much, but just enough. Just a tip. Just a tip.
Just the tip? Just the tip.
It's time for Just the Tip.
Augustine saying they both had the tools necessary to be great, but to label Chet a loser is just a disgrace. And you know what else is a disgrace? Not going over to www.myhappynuts.com and taking care of yourself, fellas. It's summertime. I walked my kids to school. It's the last week of school. School in June is abomination. Socorro Independent School District, get your shit together. I walked my kids to school, and it was muggy, and it was hot, and it was sweaty, and I felt comfortable because I didn't leave the house without slathering up my boys with a comfort cream from www.myhappynuts.com. Use promo code Mike Tipton at checkout. Don't be a disgrace like Chet Holmgren, that loser. Man up, face your biggest fears head to head like a man, not like Chet Holmgren running away and guarding Keldon Johnson because he's scared of Victor Wembanyama. Chet Holmgren, you don't deserve www.myhappynuts.com. That was way too many W's, but I got hung up there. Chet Holmgren, you nerd, you loser, you 7'1" bottom. It's Pride Month, I can say that. www.myhappynuts.com. Use promo code Mike Tipton at checkout. Save on all your male grooming needs. I really just called him that. Jesus Christ. I get hung up sometimes, guys. Augustine saying he knows how to show up in the finals. Look at the games last year. Look at everything he did last year. What'd you do this year? Huh? What'd you do this year? Guy, Augustine, Mr. What have you done for me lately? You, my friend. You know I got nothing but love for you. You, my friend, are the number one hater of, oh, well, that was last year. Nah, brother, we're talking about this year. What did he do in the biggest moment against the biggest star in the NBA? And the answer to that is simply nothing. He ran away. He ran away. Ray Jackson saying, go Spurs, go. I am with you, my dude. Ray, thank you so much for stepping up on Saturday, helping us out with the El Paso Locomotive broadcast. I do love and appreciate it. I told Ray he was going to be on the field by the goal. And he was like, you did not tell me about the work hazard this would be. I maybe did not. They asked Ray to get fan shots. I did feel bad having to have Ray turn his back to the field, not knowing if 90-mile-an-hour soccer balls were going to head his way. But he did a great job on Saturday, stepping up for me, my dude. I appreciate it so much. I'll be sending some stuff your way. Ray saying, holy crap, warm-ups was fun. I'm sure it was. I am sure it was the most fun you've ever had in your life. He said the camera got hit 2 times. It got hit to, like, actually, okay, the tripod or the camera. Because if it's a camera, then maybe I'm thinking about moving the camera into the dugout well a little bit, but that's still a weird angle. I don't know if I like that, Ray. And I don't want you, like, right behind the net. I like that clear shot. You know what I mean? That clear shot. Augustine saying, so Chet's stats before the series with the Spurs was almost 19 points, almost 9 rebounds, 1.5 assists, 2 blocks for a player who isn't the primary option. Come on, man. Oh, you're missing the point, Augustine. It's been well documented over the last, 3 or so years that Victor Wembanyama does not like Chet Holmgren. If I'm Chet Holmgren, and honestly, I feel like this goes out for anybody out there, right? Like if you're sitting there putting some disrespect on my name, you're using me as hate fuel, then brother, I am giving you a reason to hate me more, right? Maybe it's me. Maybe it's just me. I'm an asshole. I get it. But there's one thing I would not do, and that is run away from my problem. Flat out. Chet Holmgren was scared of Victor Wembanyama. Chet Holmgren did not want a piece of Victor Wembanyama. And you saw Victor Wembanyama suck out his soul like he was Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat whenever he goes up and dunks on him with both hands. You could see the confidence leaking out of him. Whenever Devin Vassell goes up and blocks his dunk attempt in Game 6, gets right up in his face, and Chet does nothing. It's the Western Conference Finals against what is going to be the person you are compared to for the remainder of your career. Not his fault that he was drafted the same year as Wemby. Not his fault that he came in with all these accolades and was looked at as the stopper, the Wemby stopper. Not Chet Holmgren's fault. But for the remainder of his career, it is always going to be Chet and Wemby. Chet and Wemby. End of discussion. He ran away from what the problem was. He didn't guard Wembanyama one time. Not one time as the primary defender in 7 games. And yet you're the second best defensive player in the NBA? You're the second best. You came in number 2 in Defensive Player of the Year voting, and you didn't step up and take the challenge of, I want that guy. Brother, you can try to defend him all you want. All you want. I saw, because this is going to be a play-up matchup for at least the next 5 years, I saw Chet Holmgren run away, scared. I get it. He's an alien. I'd be scared too, but I ain't running away. I'm fighting to the death, brother. I might lose, but you're going to remember my ass. But again, maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. I don't get what the hell is going on right now with Chet Holmgren. Step up, dude. Ray saying that the soccer balls hitting the camera was only during warm-ups. Okay. I feel like they were aiming at you then, my guy. Ray also going on to say, dude, I am excited for the NBA Finals. Augustine saying what matters now is how Chet does to get better in the offseason. I agree with that 100%. Tommy laughing at us and then saying it was rigged. Shake my head, LOL. Rigged. It was a rigged Western Conference. The call that Mike Tirico had where he said it's Wemby's West sent chills down my spine, and it had to terrify everybody in the Western Conference or in the Western Conference flat out. My guy, Lawrence Sims, saying, what's up, Mike? It might be time for OKC to look to move Chet Holmgren. His new contract kicks in next season, and there is no way you pay $250 million for what we saw in Game 7 and the series as a whole. Sam Presti, the GM of Oklahoma City, should be calling Milwaukee and offering Chet Holmgren a guard and this year's 2 first-rounders and 2 future picks for Giannis Antetokounmpo. The thing is, I believe you. I agree with you there, Sergeant Sims, that it might be best for Oklahoma City to move on from Chet Holmgren. I don't think you package Chet Holmgren to get Giannis. I don't feel like that's going to really get the team where they need to be. Plus, what that does is it takes the ball out of Shea's hands. If I'm Oklahoma City, I've got a lot of first-round draft picks, right? Like I can just keep stockpiling this. You ought to be able to get a couple of first-round picks, maybe not this year's draft, but next year, a couple of years down the road, for Chet Holmgren. And you can keep building on that. We've seen that their more reliable center, especially defensively, is Isaiah Hartenstein. Maybe you go out and, my apologies, I haven't really looked at the NBA draft right now, but maybe you go out and you try to make a move, get more draft picks. Because the one thing that you have to do right now is realize that your window is super small right now, right? Especially if this is the version of the San Antonio Spurs that we're going to get. We have to remember, Wemby's the oldest player here. 22 years old, year number 3. In 2 years, he still has a rookie option. In 3 years, Stephon Castle has his rookie option. In 4 years, Dylan Harper has his rookie option. So the Spurs are going to be able to keep this young core together for an extended period of time. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Giannis would be great for the short term if you're just trying to win a championship now. But I feel like you've got to do something else. Like you have to be able to, and in the West, really, it's Oklahoma City. I can't think of another team that would be able to deal with the San Antonio Spurs. Again, like the Spurs are a problem. If they win the championship this year, and they didn't have to go through the growing pains that every other team has ever had to go through, that is a terrifying concept. I'm a Spurs fan. I keep thinking to myself, there's no way. Like, the bottom has to fall off. I am fully expecting an emotional decline in game 1 of the NBA Finals. Like, I don't feel like Victor Wembanyama is one of those guys, but with as much emotion came out of that series with Oklahoma City, with him getting the Chet Holmgren monkey off his back, maybe there's a little bit of a letdown in game 1. They lose to New York. New York's been rested, 9 days in between games, rest versus rust type thing. Who's going to win? But, man, it's going to be a really fun NBA Finals. I just don't know if I trade my whole future, because those first-round picks are a lot to give up for Giannis, not knowing how long you're going to have Giannis. And as sacrilegious as it may seem, Giannis hasn't really been great the last couple of years, right? Like, Milwaukee hasn't won a playoffs since they won the finals in 21, I want to say. And they haven't been to the playoffs the last 3 years. So I know that's like team building and stuff around it, but Giannis taking the ball out of Shea's hand, I think, really hurts the Thunder. Tommy's saying that he's ending his Mavs strike this upcoming season. Let's go, Mavs. Hey, my guy, I'm glad to see that you are finally getting back on the Mavs bandwagon. Lawrence saying Shea needs another guy, and Giannis is fearless and can battle Wemby. OKC has a team option for Hartenstein and Dort, and neither may return as J-Dub's contract kicks in, and also OKC can't afford to pay everyone. Maybe it's me being me, but the Spurs having the, 5th most salary cap available, maybe you go after Giannis. And the thing is they don't have to worry about trade pieces. Oh, yeah, no, Milwaukee was just a conglomerate of problems. I agree with you right there, Sergeant Sims. 1,000%. They were a conglomerate of problems. All right, y'all, like I said, it's going to be a little bit of an early show today, half show today. I did want to come on here, give a little bit of love to y'all, obviously update some people on my guy Daver. Our thoughts are with him, hoping that he has a speedy recovery. I'll have some more information. Augustine, I might text you a little bit later. Augustine saying Giannis is a physical specimen. but he's no Victor Wembanyama. The San Antonio Spurs versus the New York Knicks in the NBA Finals. I am going to try my best to be there for game one. I don't care if I get in the damn arena, as long as I am in that atmosphere. I need to be in San Antonio for the NBA Finals. Maybe I've already made some feelers and reached out to some people. I'll keep you all tuned in. But until then, guys, I got nothing but love for y'all. We'll see you tomorrow. Have yourselves a great day.